Happy
Happy
Sunday to
Sunday,
you.
everybody.
Happy
Q.
first Sunday of
I know,
2025.
2025. Shout out to 2020. I'm excited about 2025. I got major plans. I know you got a lot of stuff going on, and we're hoping
And
great.
do
We're sending good vibes out to everybody. You
sending
ready
them out,
for
sending them out.
it?
Yeah, sending out our Vanities Live hearts.
Yes. My heart gets a little crooked sometimes.
Mine too. I don't know if it's my nails or what, cause I can't. I don't know, but that's all I got. That's all I
Welcome
got.
to Vandy's Live, everybody. Happy Sunday. We're excited to have you here once again. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe us on Vandy's Live, and make sure you tune in and tell a friend we got a special kickoff for this year.
Yes, we do, y'all. It's a family affair today on
It's
Vanities Live. That is the best way to end your year and bring your year in with the family, okay? And so we got a good show for y'all today. I mean, not one guest, not two guests,
not two,
but three.
but three.
Three guests, and they are so gracious to spend their time with us today on Vanities Live, and so we're grateful to have them. And we really can't wait to get with them today and have
Put
a
a grip
little
on it.
conversation and put a little grip on it.
You're
Put
going
a
to
little
put a
grip
grip
on
on
things.
it.
Yeah, yes, sir. In the
I'm
meantime, in between time, send this live to anybody you know. Send this live to your friends, your family, anybody that you know that wants to get into the film industry. May not even know what they want to do, how they want to get into it. That may just want to figure it out. You'll learn today that there are so many different
moving
departments
parts. Yes, so many
and
moving
moving
parts.
parts to this thing. And so we're gonna find out another one today. In the meantime, in between time,
What you got?
I want to talk a little bit about some current events, if
Okay.
that's okay with y'all.
You want to drop the
Nothing too interesting. We got a couple of things, but
start the
nothing
year off
too
slow?
crazy.
We're gonna
Huh?
start off. We're gonna start the year off slow.
We're gonna
And
start it off.
yep.
We're gonna start off slow, but we do wanna send our condolences, and some Vanities Live hearts to the family of Jeff. I think it's Baina. Jeff Baina. He was a writer and producer, and the husband of Aubrey Plaza, who was dead at 47 years old at the tender age. So we want to send some Vanity's Live hearts and some love to his family and anybody that's connected with this person that has worked with this person before. One thing about this film industry is it may seem big, but it's a very, very small
Yes. Yes.
connected group of people, whether we are in the UK, the United States, we all family. And so we
Absolutely.
want to send out our hearts and our condolences to him and his family and anyone, affected by that loss. Also, y'all, and I don't know who cares and who doesn't, but
I don't. Look me. Let me be nice. Forgive me,
y'all,
Lord.
they got this little Melania Trump documentary coming out,
Did you just
directed
pronounce
by
her name?
Melania,
Oh,
Melania,
I thought you said millennial.
Melanie A.
No, you didn't.
Uh,
Oh
Sister
my God.
Trump, Sister
Start the
Trump
year off with
documentary, a Sister Trump documentary by Brett Ratner is in the works.
that. Okay.
So I don't know whoever's interested in that. You got a little first lady tea coming to the big screen. So that's a little something,
Let's
something.
shout out to the people working behind the scenes because you know what? That
Absolutely,
is our family. So shout
that's
out
our
to all of
family.
them.
Also, Meghan Markle is coming up with a lifestyle series on Netflix, so that should be interesting.
Okay.
Even her journey is interesting to go from an actress to royalty is like wild to me. But that just lets you know nothing is impossible. So y'all better stop telling y'all stuff that y'all can't do something. Okay?
Well,
Because
this
I
is
know
the year
I
to
can do
make it
anything I
happen.
put my mind to.
Oh, this is the year to set your goals, to start taking things off your list. But if you want it, it's possible.
Set those
You know what?
intentions.
Let's go on and tell them our other little tea about us. We both have mentoring groups, and we are so excited to help so many people who want to get in TV and film. We specifically focus more on hair and makeup, but I've been getting people reaching out to me about other departments. So, you know what? We're willing to help in any way that we possibly can. But today, I'm so excited. I mean, we get to talk to a family, y'all. It's going to be
Yeah.
awesome. And a family of some amazing men.
And might I add, amazing black men. Okay. I
Absolutely.
just gotta throw that in there.
Don't
Okay.
throw it in.
Because we gonna stick together. You hear me? And we have to give that credit and that love where it's due. And I feel like sometimes in this industry, there's we miss a little bit of that diversity. We miss that, and so I'm so happy that we're able to help bring that to this as well with Vanity's Live.
In addition to, not often do you see a family, especially an African American family, working in TV and film at a high level. So shout out to them.
Absolutely.
I can't wait for them to come on. But before we do that, you finished with your current events? Is it time for
I'm done, girl. It's time for a little bit of.
a little trip? Are you guys ready for some trivia?
I
Come on.
wonder if our guests know the answers to these.
I think they might know. If they don't, I think they'll know. Okay, here's our trivia, you guys. What is the primary role of a grip on a film or TV set? Is it A, operating the camera, B, managing the lighting and rig equipment, C, coordinating costumes and wardrobe, or D, editing footage in post production? Which one is it? I bet you our guests know this one.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I used to get confused between grips and rigging. Like I used to get so confused, like, wait, are they the same? Are they different? Like just knowing that there's so many different departments.
Yes.
Sometimes, people get hair and makeup confused thinking that we are the same department and we're not. We're two completely different departments.
Or they
So
think
yeah.
and grips are in the same department. It was like when you walk on the set, it's so many moving facets, so many
Mhm.
people that make
Mhm.
a 30-minute or an hour-long show go. I mean, sometimes it's hundreds of people. But
Mhm.
I'm so excited that we get to bring some amazing people who normally don't get their flowers. So we thought Banny's Life and Banny's Lifestyle, we were gonna bring some amazing people on who do it and do it well. But before we
Honey.
do that, are you guys dropping it in the comments? What is the answer?
I don't think they know the answer either,
You think
honey.
they
I
know
think
the answer?
they trying to wait till we let them know what it is because they are not dropping the answer. I understand because I don't know the answer either. But
Well, you know, well, you know what? This is going to be a very informative show today. So you guys are going to learn so much about what really happens behind the scenes. But before we bring them in, let me go on and drop the answer. The answer actually is B, managing the lighting and rigging equipment.
mm,
You see them
mm-hmm,
Paramount set
mm.
moving all the dollies and all types of stuff. These are our guys.
So y'all don't edit footage in post production? No. Okay. No,
Uh,
I'm just
uh,
kidding. I'm just kidding.
I don't think so. You think they're working with costumes?
I
I think
just
so.
as just as much as we moving lights in the hair department, honey.
Well, you know
Well,
what?
all
You
right.
know what's so amazing? They have actually
What's
all
that?
worked together on some amazing shows. I think
Yeah.
Prison Break was a show that they all got an opportunity to work together. How
Oh,
awesome is
nice.
that for you to work with your dad and your brother?
I would love to. You know what? And I can't even lie to you. If I was working with my dad and my brothers, I would hope we would make it through the show because because ain't no telling the shenanigans. Okay, we gonna shenan again. Okay,
I
ain't
remember,
no telling what we gonna be.
take that family hat off and put that business hat on just while you're on set. Maybe you go to the
Hmm.
bathroom, y'all could do have a few shenanigans.
That's all
But
right.
when
You
you
always got a group text. You always got that family group text.
honey, the conversations be doing their thing.
Well, I have I was able to work with Brian, I believe, before on a couple of things. I'm not sure if I've worked with Marcus and Mr. Carl yet. But you know what? I working with Brian, you see the lineage that he comes from, and it just makes me really excited for this family and the legacy that they're leaving for their family and for other people that want to get into the industry and do what they do. Um, so I know it's a little early, but I think it's time to bring our guests in.
I'm excited. Why not bring them in
I'm
and we're too early?
excited. Without further ado, y'all throw up some Vanities Live hearts for
Yes.
our guests. These are the Gripped family.
Come on in. Bam, bam, bam. Welcome to
We're here.
Vanity Live. We are so excited to have you.
Hey, thanks for having us,
Welcome, welcome,
Cerise.
y'all.
Good evening.
Where do we want to start? I think we should start at the head with Dad. How are you doing, Mr. Carl?
Actually, I'm doing fine. I've been a little bit on the weather, but for the most part, it's getting a little cold now, so just have to be a little cognizant of the flu. But so far, so good.
You want to tell our fans who you are, where you're from, and what you've done.
Okay. My name is Carl Stett. I was born in Arkansas in 1951, so certainly I'm a pretty good of age now. I'm in probably the twilight years of my career. Come to Dallas in '57 with my family. We migrated here, and I first got the opportunity to work in theater on stage, the Music Hall at Fair Park.
Oh,
It
Nice.
still exists out there now, and I first got the opportunity because I was just a hardworking guy at everything that I did in the building. They gave us an opportunity. I have a big brother who's no longer with us. He's deceased, but we started in theater, and he actually was the stage carpenter, as they call it, or the head carpenter in the theater. And
Okay.
I was a bit younger than he was, but got an opportunity to work on stage and kept working hard, learned a little about rigging on stage, which is very similar to the film industry. And next thing you know, people always recognize, and that's why I always tell my son, you work hard and you have a good attitude, people will pay attention to you, and that's the thing, you want to grasp their attention, that you want to be successful in anything you do. And so I just kind of passed on that theory to them, and they started working too. I started working in the theater when I was 15 years old,
oh
and
wow.
I just kept working at it and went on to college and got a degree in architecture, which helped me in some ways. The creativity that you have is a grip. You'll be surprised how it kind of branches in the rigging and engineering, because basically grips are kind of like engineers on the set. People
Mhm.
always tend to come, if you can't figure out how we can do something, they'll tend to go to the grips. And the grips are always guys who are always thinking and trying to figure out, because as you had mentioned earlier in your series, is that what grip does, what grip our jobs are, is to basically to camera and lighting support.
Mm-hmm.
And that include wherever the camera has to be, whether it's on a crane, whether it's on a car, whether it's on a train or airplane. When you watch movies, you always got to think the camera has to be somewhere. And so hopefully those viewers who watch movies start thinking about it, that wherever you see that action, the camera has to be there. And so obviously working as a rigger, we end up having to rig so many things. The same thing with the lighting department. We have lighting. Uh, you wouldn't believe the different places when we come in for a scout and say we're going to have a light here or there. You just look up and the group's got to figure out, how can I get that light in the place that the gaffer needs to be? And how can I get the camera where the director needs to be, or the cinematographer in charge? So rigging is quite essential, and certainly when we have high dollar equipment, you have to really be extremely good, and it takes time to be a good grip. And then you excel and move on to be a best board grip, which is basically assistant to the key grip. The key grip is the head of that department.
Mhm.
And like I said, I started out in theater and moved on. Got the opportunity to work in film, worked on the TV show Dallas for 9 seasons, and just kind of continued on and moved up the way to be a key grip. So worked on a lot of feature films. My resume probably have suggested, and my sons come along, and it's sort of like being in the circus. You say, well, guess what? Hey, Dad, that's kind of interesting to me. And to the point they tend to say, well, I want to hang around. And Martin started on Dallas, my oldest son, back, I can say, in the 80s when the TV show was the top show in the world, obviously.
Yeah.
And I worked 9 years on that series. And
I was just
he,
to
when
it.
he got out of high school, he started in college and on into just the filmmaking. I just taught him. And as I always told him, you just need the opportunity, and I'm going to get you an opportunity, but it's up to you what you do with it. But I always
Mhm.
think you're going to have to work hard and do well and have a great attitude. And they've
Yeah.
done well.
Okay, Marcus, why don't you tell us a little bit about you? And I believe you're from Dallas, but go on and let us know a little bit about you, where you're from, and what you've done.
I am from Dallas, Texas, born and raised. I had the opportunity to learn a lot from my father, a great man and a great mentor. So I like my father stated, I've started at an early age, being around stage and film as well. When my father used to go to work back in the early on Dallas, started out, I was around him. I'm 8 or 9 years old, walking around on set, and I kind of loved the business, kind of loved the people that were around the business. So that made me kind of interested in doing it.
Mm.
So, what are some of the shows that you've worked on?
Oh boy, a pretty good full array of those. Dallas, like you said, I've done part of JFK, Problem Child, um, a whole lot of commercials with various top name guys, and one of them would be Spike Lee. We've
Okay.
had the opportunity to work with him, and lots of big time directors. We've been blessed, put it
Yeah.
that way.
You know what? I'm sure we asked you a question that even we have a little pullback when you say, "What have you done?" You just kind of draw a blank. Sometimes it's like your resume is this long, and you're like, "What have I done? What do I want to call out?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Brian,
Yeah.
can you tell us a little bit about you
All right.
and some of the things you? I mean, we've had an opportunity to work with you on Bass Reeves, which was amazing. So tell us a little bit more about some things you've done and all that good stuff.
All right. I'm Brian Stitt. I'm 45 years old. I've been in the industry, I guess it'll be 27 years this year.
Mhm.
Um,
Wow.
I've got a chance to learn under my father, the GOAT, Carl, and also under my brother
The
Marcus. They both taught
Godfather.
me.
Yes.
Yep, the godfather of grips.
Father.
Taught me everything I know. I got to learn under two great men for most of my career, until I finally branched off a bit. And, we still collab together and stuff. So, um, let me see. My first movie I worked on was Any Given Sunday. First TV series, Walker Texas Ranger, on to Dallas and Prison Break and uh, uh, Friday Night Lights the movie, Friday Night Lights the TV series,
Mhm.
Queen of the South, Bass Reeves, just about every show that came to Dallas in the
Right.
The
last
Chosen. Didn't you do The
19.
Chosen too?
Yeah, I did work on The Chosen a bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I forgot about The Chosen. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've done a lot of
Yeah.
rigging,
Every time I
tons of
go on set,
things.
I see
So,
Brian somewhere.
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel the same way. Every time I go film in Dallas, I see him.
Yeah, and of course a whole slew of commercials. I don't know what I can't name that we haven't worked on
Yeah.
or worked for. So every car brand, every car manufacturer, every grocery store,
Yeah.
PlayStation, Sony, Walmart, all of it. So hey, if they were paying, I'm staying. So
I know
I
that's
know that's
right.
right. Sure.
We just
Okay.
worked on a Ford commercial together, right?
yeah, a couple of weeks ago. Yeah,
That was
right
pretty
before
good. That was
Christmas.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
You
That's
guys are
awesome.
such humble people. I mean, how do you stay so grounded? And I'm assuming just from seeing The Godfather, I kind of already know. What are some of
Yeah.
your secrets that you guys always bring to a set?
I'm sorry.
What are some of your key secrets that you always bring to a set?
Mainly, I'm a guy who, having gone to school, I always believe success is a lot to do with structure and discipline.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I kind of raised my entire family on that honor. I just think that it's very important that you do have a degree of structure about yourself and the expectations, especially in the world we are in, and what I've experienced. Because so many sets, I was the first Black person that was ever on many sets,
Wow.
and it was
True.
just amazing that they would look and they go, "Where did this guy come from?" You know, and I just said, well, again, I'm going to always try to keep myself in a good attitude and have the structure, and then have the discipline, always be on time, and to try to do my job and do it well. And not only that, if I can assist others, it just gives me more, I guess you say, enlightenment that people say they can say, well, you know, this is a guy who almost he could be anything. I worked with Norm Jewison on a movie called In Country. Of course, Norm Jewison was a big time director. He's no longer living. I did a big show with Meryl Streep, Silkwood. In the 1980s, Dallas was a huge community. Actually got its big development, I should say, in the 80s. A lot of shows, Tender Mercies, Robert Duvall, Geraldine Page, probably the best actress I've ever worked with in my life. She won an Oscar for The Trip to Bountiful, and on into the RoboCops, which brought in younger generations. And as I said, I'm just glad my sons were available and had the same desire. And as I always told them, is that I'm going to give you the opportunity, and after that, it's up to you. But I think they understood what I meant by structure and the discipline to do good. And those guys you're looking at are the best guys in this town, and not only coming from me, even though they're my sons, other people know of our name from New York to California. You'll be amazed when people call me on the phone and they just go, and I tell them if I'm not available, my sons are available. And they say, well, we understand your son's probably better than you are. And I go, I have to say that's what my point is. Not only be good men and good riggers and good grips, but to pass on it to their siblings. I have a younger son, and he's not with us today. He's working, and he grips as well. And I have a nephew who joined me on Dallas, and same thing for him. But we always known as guys who are hardworking, honest, and really have a good attitude.
And you know what? I can testify that I've seen it, but I also heard it before I even met you guys. You don't know the stints like they do such a great job, and they're some of the nicest people that you'll ever meet. So I literally heard that before I met you guys. So
Really?
the word is out there. It really, really is.
That's awesome to hear. Shoot.
I just want to say this is like the most wholesome episode we have ever
Yes.
had. It almost brings tears to my eyes how just
No. It's like you got
wholesome,
chills.
and yeah, this is just it's beautiful to see, especially a family of men, and how you guys stick together, and how you guys have each other's backs, and how you guys talk about each other.
Yes.
And it's just such uplifting. Like you guys on the show right now just should show everybody what working with any of you would be like,
Yes.
and so again, we are grateful that you guys are here. We're gonna take a quick little break, and when we come back, y'all better be ready to play some games. All right.
All right.
Okay, y'all, don't go nowhere. We will be right back.
All right. Now,
All right.
we are going to play a game called When Was. So I'm going to ask each of you guys, and we can start with the Godfather first and go down in age. When was the last time you ate a hot dog? No, you didn't see that coming.
No, I didn't. I'm not a real big fan of hot dogs. I think this year I didn't go to the state fair, but it seemed like someplace we were at, someone mentioned, I think it might have been a recent basketball game a few weeks ago. And I like high school sports. Here in Dallas, my sons went to Duncanville and to Carter, which has excellent programs. And it's just sort of like hot dogs and popcorn goes with events. So Duncanville is a good school, and I like to go and eat the hot dogs there.
What about you, Marcus?
I'm.
I'm
It's
sorry.
been a long time since I've had a hot dog. To be honest with you, I try to stay away from so much processed meat. But I say maybe 5 years ago.
What about you, Brian?
A bit about the same for me. I don't eat much pork, and I don't never know what's in a hot dog, so I don't venture
Okay.
out for hot dogs anymore. So
Okay. When was the last time you worked on a show you were proud of? And give us the name of that show.
The
Bass Reeves for me.
Was
A
Bass
show
Reeves?
that you were
But
proud
yeah,
of.
yeah, I was really proud of Bass Reeves. It was it was black content. Just about everybody that was on the crew. I know some were affirmative hires, but still, it was us in our positions doing, a bunch of black excellence all together. So it was cool to experience that with everybody.
It
Yeah,
was.
Yeah.
all y'all that were on here. Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was cool. I don't get to
Yeah.
do very many projects that are about us and that are real and true. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great interest.
Especially here in Texas.
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
What about you, Marcus?
There are a lot of them that I'm proud of. Uh, I'll say commercial wise, I would say KFC with Deion Sanders and his sons.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
better be pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was more recent, but yeah.
What about you, Mr. Carl?
Uh, I think just because of the show itself was such a success was Dallas. Yeah, I mean, we worked together and it was such a family. I mean, even our days off, we would play baseball teams against other radio stations, TV stations in Dallas. And so when you think of family, it reminds me of Dallas as my second family. And my kids grew up following me around on Dallas and being on the set. Marcus worked with Lisa Marie when they were teenagers, doing scenes there, and it just sort of that whole family environment. And since it
Yeah.
was such a successful show, and I developed so many great friendships from that show, that has left a very profound effect on this whole Dallas community and my family.
It's
Okay.
true.
When was the last time you did an overnight shoot and what show was
Hmm.
it?
Overnight shoot.
You guys want to start
I,
overnight?
I've done plenty of overnights.
I
Bass, we
know,
had
right? You're like, oh Lord.
yeah, we had
Oh
plenty of
Lord.
overnights on Bass and Queen of the
Can you kind of
South and
explain what that is, Brian? When
what
we
overnights.
yeah.
Well, overnights you start about usually about 4 p.m., 5 p.m. and the day before and work till whenever. You're not guaranteed you're gonna get off, before definitely not before midnight, but not before 7 either. So
Right. The
and
next
you
day.
yeah, and you
I think
really
that's the
oh,
earliest or latest I've ever gotten off was 7 a.m.
yeah, it's brutal because you really should get paid more on overnights because you're losing
Right.
a whole nother day. So
Yes.
hmm.
Yeah. We need to
And
talk to
then
somebody, right?
Uncle Sam come right behind that overnight.
Oh yeah,
And
yep,
say,
pinching
oh,
all
just
of
you wait.
Especially when it's a Saturday, right?
Oh
it.
yeah,
What
Saturday.
about
Oh
you,
yeah.
Marcus? Marcus.
I'm sorry.
What
The
about
phone
you?
broke up. Tons of commercials overnight. One of the most memorable ones was the Texas Lottery. It was probably 24, 25 hours
Oh
Oh
like
yeah,
Lord.
that in
that was
Fort Worth.
painful.
Oh,
Yeah,
I bet that was painful and,
that was painful.
profitable at the same time. Woo,
Yes.
24. See, for you
Sorry.
guys out there listening, we work some crazy, crazy hours. We walking around at the end of the night like zombies, but we still get it done, and it's done in excellence. So, I mean, when you're around a film crew, it's nothing like being around a film crew because you're around a bunch of creative people, and we all kind of, for a better lack of words, bleed the
Dug it
same
out
blood.
together.
Yeah, we all in the same zone together. We just get the crazy.
Hmm.
What about your dad or Mr. Carl, shall I say?
Well, needless to say, at my age, I try to stay away from overnights. But the, I worked on so many shows, some of them I can't even recall that some was just almost night only. I can remember one time I was in Louisiana in Natchitoches, and it was a big show, and I can't think of the name of it, but the director was a director who did To Kill a Mockingbird,
Oh
which is a
wow.
classic. And I can just recall the guys in the daytime we shoot scenes and we'd be back at the hotel. We'd leave 7:30 in the morning. We're back at 3, and we'd go and we would all be laughing and saying, "Well, boy, these old guys, they don't want to work long. And the next week we got to work tonight." So we were thinking, well, guess what? When we work tonight, she will be getting off probably midnight, and we'll start at 6 or 7, and we'll be gone at midnight. And we started the show that following week, and we worked about 3 nights. And the first night we were just sitting up there waiting for the guy at midnight. They should be getting tired by now.
Uh-huh.
And the next thing you know, time just went on and on and on until it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and all of us started looking at each other like, "What's going on, guys? These guys are still—they don't realize it's time to go to the hotel."
It's time to
And
go.
yes, Freddie Francis, I think he did. He was a cinematographer. He was an older guy from England. But anyway, long story short is that we just could not believe. Well, anyway, we shot all night and into a little bit of the morning hours, like 7 a.m.
Did
And
you
we're
fall
all
asleep at
just
all?
could not believe. I'm sorry?
Did you fall asleep at all? Or like a little wink?
No, it grips. And when that camera's moving, there's no time.
I mean,
There's
none of
no
us
such
really
thing
get
as a
to
guy.
fall
You may be
asleep.
tired, but when that camera has movement and lighting has movement and grips almost involved in every shot that you do on set, you're tired, but there's no time for sleep because you're part of the action almost constantly. But it's just that particular night, those director, he's had so much stamina until I was just in shock, and I couldn't believe every night they could shoot as long as 12 hours and still be okay. And we were just like unreal. And so that's what I remember most about that show.
Can you tell me, Marcus, what was your first day like on set? And what did you have to do? Uh-oh. I'm sorry, you muted? Okay, there you go, Marcus. Uh-oh, we can't hear him. There you go. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm muting the wrong person. I'm so
Hello.
sorry. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes, yes. Um, the first. I'm sorry. Repeat that question again.
What was it like your first day on set, and what did you have to do?
First day on set. Boy, that is way back in the day. The I think I was comfortable on set. I was more focused on pleasing my father first of all, and trying to get all get getting try to get bring the right parts and pieces that he needed. That was
Okay.
more important on the first day, and not embarrass him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you nervous?
I don't think I was nervous.
Okay. Because you had been there since you were a kid, huh?
Yes, I've been around it so long. I wasn't nervous. The only part that I was nervous about was embarrassing him in some kind of way.
What about you, Brian?
For me, I worked on like a music video with my dad at Old City Park, like in 1996, and I might have been a senior in high school. I was out for
Oh,
the
wow.
summer. Yeah, and he was like, "Hey, come on out. I want you to, experience this." I had already been to set plenty of times, but I never worked. And he put me in charge of pushing these carts around the whole day. And man, I had never pushed nothing that heavy in my life, but but for the money they would give me, I was willing to do it all day, every day. So yeah, I
What were
didn't
you
hold back.
thinking?
Huh?
What were you thinking?
Uh, I was just happy to be there, and
Yeah.
I was really concentrating on that money. Is what I was really what I was really stuck on. I couldn't believe it was paying me this much to do this. So yeah, it was great for me.
Oh gosh. Um. So, Mr. Carl, what has your experience been like as a grip? Like, what's been some of the most rewarding things that you've experienced as a grip?
Uh, I think, of course, gripping is such a ongoing. Every show is different,
Mm-hmm.
and everything you do, even though some things we repeat, but anytime you are gripping, is always something new, and is always every day is a little bit different. Every location sometimes is a little different.
Mm-hmm.
So it just brought me a sense of respect for the industry and how much work it kind of goes into what we do. I mean, to go and be on a job for 12 hours and to be stay at a high level of productivity is probably the biggest thing that I think kind of add to me as a person, as a man, to say, you know, you're successful at what you do and you feel good about it. And the people who you service and the actors tends to be appreciative of your efforts, the director. And it's just that sense of feeling together. And again, to have my family with me, it made it even more extra for me to feel rewarded, you know, in the entire, in the sense of, I guess, the overall family existence in the whole film community,
Okay.
and especially for Black people. And as I say, there's not a lot of Black filmmakers. There are more. I remember when we worked with Spike Lee. He just thought when he came down with doing a U.S. Navy spot that he wasn't sure what we was getting, and he was just impressed at the end of the show what he got, and he called us 2 or 3 other times to work on other projects with him. So it's the excellence of what we do as Black individual, and for my sons to grasp the importance of being excellent at what they do, and they certainly excel in that. So I love excellence.
Yeah.
What do you think is one of the most important lessons that you've learned? And everybody can answer this question. One of the most important lessons that you've learned being in this industry.
Hmm. What a important lesson.
That's a tough one, huh?
Well, creating alliances between you and other people that's on the crew. You know, one, because most of all, out of everything, it's a network of people, and you guys work together. And
Mm,
they sometimes you have the option of hiring them, they have the option of hiring you.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, yeah, just being able to form alliances with different people because they can help bring you up, and you can do the same for them.
yeah, I agree with that. It's definitely a networking net worth business. You
Yep.
know, you who you know and
Who knows you?
how and who knows you and how they know you um
Absolutely.
can really
And
make
there's
a
a
difference.
saying is that you're only good as your last job.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
Huh.
is very true.
I
And
know
Yeah.
that's
they,
right.
whether you are good or bad, believe me,
Yep.
it is noted. And that's I always tell anyone. I say you're only good as your last job. So don't just rely on your past laurels and be relaxed. And I just think that you have to come each day with your dukes up and ready to work and ready to produce.
Yeah.
He say walk in and put them
What
dukes
about
up.
you, Mark? No, get them dukes up.
Yeah, always have your dukes up and remain humble. You know,
Yeah.
is one of my things. I got a chance to experience that think my father and I were working on a thing at Old City Park. It's a for a Walmart commercial, and this old guy comes. I walk up to craft service to get something. Old guy sitting there at the table, asks me my name, what I'm doing, what am I there for, what I do, and we were talking and chatting, and he pulls out his wallet and starts talking about his family and his truck and all this, and we were chit chatting. He asked if I wanted to throw football with him for a minute. We threw the football together. Old guy, and I thought he was, just an extra or something in the background. And then this lady says, "Well, Mr. Walton, we're ready for you on camera." He said his name was Sam, but I didn't put it. That was Sam Walton, and he
Oh
was
wow.
he was very humble, and down to earth and humble. And that was one of the things I learned just being outside, being around someone, to remain humble no matter what you have or what you don't have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And treat people and treat everybody with respect on set.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah,
like you were saying,
Yeah.
I thought he may have been an extra, but regardless, you still treated that person with respect. You threw the football with him. You listened to his story about his truck and his family. Too many times on set, I see people who mistreat, especially background, especially
Mhm.
extras, as if when we clock out, I mean, even when we're at work, but we are all the same. We're all
Mhm.
people. We all bleed red blood, and at the end of the day, sometimes too, sometimes those
Bless you.
extras are, thank you, are maybe the producer's grandson
Absolutely.
or
Yeah.
the director's nephew. They don't tell anybody who they
No.
are. They're just there, and not as a test to test anybody to see, oh, let me see how people are going to treat me, or if
Right.
they're going to treat me any different. But it just goes to show you, nobody is greater than the next. And when you're on a TV show, when you're on set, you just have to treat people with respect and love, and the same respect that you would expect someone to treat you with you know
Yes, it's
Absolutely. I'm going
true.
to second that. I mean, for me, I treat number one and the person that's number 199 the exact same. I'm going to show you the same love. I'm going to give you the same amount of respect and attention to detail when I do my job because it all goes together to create a great show. So
yeah,
I second that emotion with you.
yeah.
Yeah, me too. Because this it could be a PA's first day on the job on the
Hmm.
shoot, and then fast forward true story for me. The same PA that I met on this one commercial 6 years ago is now a producer is calling me
Hmm.
and hiring me only on the merit that I treated them with respect at this
Absolutely.
Right.
one time. Not because I did a great job or anything like that. They just remembered, how they were treated. So,
Yeah, yeah.
Brian, what is one thing you can tell us that a grip does that someone may not know?
hmm. Um, well, when you see planes, trains, motorcycles, and chase scenes on just about any TV show, somebody got to put the camera there, and it more than likely, well, 9 times out of 10, it was a grip that had to do it. So
So when you see something moving and going by, or something's going really fast, that's what
yeah,
you guys do. You're going to make that happen.
yeah, wherever the POV, this is off the side of a building, underneath the motorcycle, the camera had to get there. We're the people that had to do it.
I
We
just
do the
recently, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was saying we do the jobs that most people really don't want to do most times. So
And you do it well.
yes.
I just recently watched a movie on Netflix. I can't remember. It's Rebels something with the one guy, Aaron Pierre, that all the girls are going crazy over right now.
Hmm.
The light skinned guy with the pretty eyes.
Hmm.
Uh,
They probably
but
not looking, not like that.
they know what I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
because the movie's actually pretty good. But in the movie, there was a scene where he's riding his bike and he's like killing it, like chugging on this bike, right? So I saw the behind the scenes of it, and there's a car, and then there's like this metal thing that the bike is attached to bike ain't got no wheels, y'all. But the man is on the bike just a pedaling and just getting it. Well, the camera is rigged to the car. The bike is also rigged to the car. And so the wheels are actually the car driving. And it
Mhm.
was just so, even though I've been in this business not even that long, but since it'll be 10 years this year.
Hey, congrats.
Thank you. It'll be 10 years in May, actually. But even though I've been in this business for this amount of time and I've seen things, it always just not surprises me, but I just love to see things like that. I love to see amazing cinematography. I
Mhm.
love to see those behind the scene things because it never ceases to amaze me, like the magic that we create,
Absolutely.
that we all come together to put together.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. It's always fun to see those things. Like no matter how many times I've been on set, I'm like, dang, they did that. I'll probably be more interested in the behind the scenes than the actual.
I know, right?
Well, it's very much so. And that's what many people who get an opportunity to see our work, they go, I can't believe that. It's sort of like sometime when we're making day for night or night for day, is that what we
Oh
do
yeah.
in Grips was very much involved in a scene that the whole house is dark. And we literally put that house into a tent to portray a night scene. And a person wouldn't believe, they go, what's involved? But how it's night, but yet it's daytime outside.
Hmm.
And vice versa. We'll paper windows at nighttime and put the HMI blue light in to create a day scene. And
Mhm.
you would think it's daytime, but it's totally night outside.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yep.
Mr. Carl, what is one of the most challenging things you've had to do as a grip?
Boy, there's so many of them. I can just think of
Which one, huh?
uh, 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 process trailers, for instance. We put cars on the back of a camera car and we're towing a car, and yet the director or wants movement in the camera. We lay dolly track on the camera car and literally come all the way around the car while it's still moving. And the type of effort and to be safe and to keep everybody safe. And that's the key grip. That's part of his responsibility, is that the assistant director says, are we ready? He looks at the key grip as being the chief safety officer saying, yes, we can go ahead and do this scene. On RoboCop, I can recall some of the explosive scenes and whatever was involved, but they'd always at the end of the moment, they go, not the key grip, because it has a lot to do with the camera and movement and make sure everybody is safe. And so I just think that there's just so many challenging things in every film, but that's one that I can recall is just the work that we had to do on a process trailer while the car is actually being towed and the camera movement involved. And have 15 people on a trailer, and you're pretty
Hmm.
much responsible to make sure nobody falls off, everybody is safety up and has harnesses. And it's quite amazing, but that was one of the more challenging things I've done.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I love the respect that you guys have for your father, and that your father has for you guys. And so getting into the business was maybe a little bit different for you guys. But what would you say to somebody that wants to get in the business and be a grip? What would you tell them to do to start? Um, what would that process be like?
First of
Well,
all,
Anybody can
one thing
answer.
all I can say is just it's like anything else, is having the opportunity and affiliating yourself with people in the industry. And certainly it's not an easy task because, like I said, when I first started from theater to film, I just got to know a couple of guys and I said, hey, I believe I can learn how to be a grip or electrician. You give me an opportunity. And I did various jobs before I ultimately ended up being a grip. I worked as a set dresser, set decorator. I even
Oh
did
wow.
craft service and
Wow.
things. So you don't never know where you're going to ultimately end up at. But all I can just say is just that a lot of times people on the street will say, "How you get this here?" And I say, "Well, we have unions, and hopefully, will it be stage or film, that you go down and ask questions and affiliate yourself and say, I need an opportunity. What can I do? And many times you may have to volunteer and say, I'm willing to work free just to get the
Mhm.
opportunity because you want the
Yeah.
exposure. And
Yeah.
and by doing so, people know you're serious about it. And I always tend to say is that if you really reach out to people and they see you're serious, they'll give you a little bit more additional help. They are say for that individual that I think that he's really wants to be this or this, and so you just say, well, hey, affiliate yourself in that company, and even
Mm-hmm.
once you even start in the film business, knowing what department you may want to do. I tell all PAs, look at every department, and then when you figure out which department that you most think you would like to be associated with, associate with those people
Yeah.
and introduce
Yeah.
yourself, and they, and tell them you're willing to do anything to get the opportunity. And usually people are kind in the community and they'll give you an opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have an
Mar-
open mind. Don't be a know-it-all.
yeah.
Even if you do
Mm.
know,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus, what are
Mm-hmm.
some qualities that a grip would need to have?
Um, to expect the unexpected. For one thing, be prompt. Um, be willing to learn a different way of doing something that you may already know how to do a certain way. Because there's
yeah,
one person could say you could do this way, but there may be five other ways to do it faster than what he's doing. So you just
Yeah.
have to take
What
the
kind of
scenario.
skills do they need to have?
I'm sorry.
What kind of skills would they need to have?
Um, whew, we
carpentry skills.
yeah, carpentry, rigging, a soft touch. If you're dealing with dollies and stuff like that, with moving camera movements.
Yeah,
Um,
diplomacy.
Mhm.
You want
Knowing
to
how to,
piggyback Ryan on that?
yes,
uh,
yes.
yeah, knowing how to talk to people, and yeah, just being diplomatic about how you say things and how you
Mm.
approach things. That's important, starting out and throughout your career. So
Mm-hmm. And I think that goes through all departments because something that Marcus said that made me like, we do that in the hair department was
Mhm.
when you said knowing that there's different ways to do something,
Yeah,
whether you know how to do it already or not. I can be on a show today and then another show tomorrow, and they're both asking me to do a wig wrap, and everybody wants it done a different way. You
absolutely.
know, it's gonna be
yeah,
done. The wig is gonna be put on, but this department head may want me to do pin curls. This department head may want me to braid the hair underneath. This department head may,
Want you to
um,
wrap it around the head. I mean, yeah,
yeah,
it's so many
there's
ways.
so many ways. And not any of them is wrong. You
Right.
know, there just may be one way, just like you said, that makes more sense for this situation, or makes more sense for the time that we have to work with. So that's something that kind of goes across the board when it comes to our industry. Just being open minded, like Brian said, being diplomatic, and also too, honey, staying out your feelings. Okay.
Yes.
yeah,
And staying in your lane.
yeah,
In your lane and out your feelings,
Hmm.
yep,
okay?
yeah, because
You
your
gotta
feelings
know.
can get hurt.
Yeah, you have to know what you have to know when it's time to listen and when it's time to talk.
Hmm.
You know, when you're having when you're being given instruction, follow the instruction.
Absolutely.
Instead of bucking the system, because that'll get you kicked up out of there so fast.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Well,
think
as they say, your attitude determines sometimes your altitude.
I know that's
And I
absolutely.
right.
always kind of
Yeah,
remind people of that. It is
yeah,
very important that you have a good attitude. And you're talking about even being a grip is one to add is you have to be a kind of a driven person because, gripping can be very physical and
Hmm.
demanding. And you also have to be a guy who's study thinking because we're always looking for the next thing ahead of that's going to take place. You're anticipating. So
Yeah.
being a good
Yeah.
thinker is part of being a great grip.
Yep.
Well, I think it's time for us to play another game. But before we do, we're going to take a commercial break, and we will be right back. Come on, break. Or maybe we won't take a break.
We won't take a break because we only got 3 minutes left in the show. So let's play our game.
Okay. Well, this is going to be a little tongue twister. So I'm going to say it, and I need you guys. We're going to try to get a couple in. I want you to repeat it after me as fast as you can. Let's see who's going to do it the best. Not that it's a competition, but let's just throw it out there. So she sells, let me get it right. She sells seashells by the seashore, but the shells she sells are surely not seashells.
I done already messed up.
I want to see what your memory is like.
I
So,
messed up
okay,
listening.
Marcus, because you
Okay.
got a look on your face like, girl.
Okay, who first?
Marcus.
Okay.
Oh, you gonna call me out first
So
on
you
that
out
one.
there.
Because you the oldest. Because you the
She
oldest.
sells seashells. No. I'm already out. Even though she didn't sell some seashells, she's not
You
selling.
Okay, Dad. Do you want me to repeat it again?
I'm afraid I'm not going to even go there. Needless to say, I'm going to take a bath because I take medication and it's just sort of like that memory started to be a little bit suspect.
Okay, Brian.
All right.
You want me to repeat it?
Yeah. Go through it again. I
Okay.
think I can run most of it down.
Let me get it together first. She sells seashells by the seashore, but the shells she sells are surely not seashells.
Okay.
Figure
She sells
it out.
seashells by the seashore, but surely all of the shells she's selling ain't seashells.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Okay.
Come on, sis. Let's see what you got. You want me to repeat it?
Okay. La 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 la. All right. She sells seashells by the seashore, but the seashells she sells are surely not seashells.
Ah.
Close. But you did good. Oh gosh.
That was a good one, though. That was a good
Yeah,
one,
I
Ray.
thought I'd make you guys laugh. That got me crying. I can't even see now.
I tried it. Man, we want to thank you guys so much
Yeah.
for spending some time with us today, and blessing us with your presence, blessing the audience with your presence and just your positive attitude. I really hope somebody was inspired today
Yes,
by you guys. I know I was.
for sure.
And I'm looking forward to seeing y'all here soon in the
Yes.
future on some
Yeah.
good long 9-month work.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen. Let's get it.
Well, we want to thank you guys. Do you have any parting words? We got like 30 seconds apiece.
Keep God first.
That's
Yeah.
Amen.
Love that one.
Stay prayerful. I hope y'all all have a wonderful 2025.
Okay.
Amen.
And last but not least, the Godfather himself.
Himself.
Well, certainly what those two gentlemen just said, God being first and family. And as I say, for anybody, whatever your endeavors are, is to just stay focused and work hard. And again, have a good attitude. And someone used to tell me, just keep on smiling.
Oh, I love that.
I
Thank you
agree.
so much for
Thank you so
coming on
much.
Vanny's Live. We are so excited and feel so privileged to have you. You guys deserve all the flowers that that we can get. Everybody in the comments, please throw up some hearts to let them know how much we appreciate what they do and what they've done for this industry for decades. So thank you again, and we are so excited to have had you on our show.
Blessings, blessings,
Enjoy
you
it.
Thanks for
guys.
having
We'll
us.
see y'all in 2025. Well, it is 2025.
And
We'll
we'll
see
see you
y'all this
soon.
year.
We'll see you soon on the
Sounds
set.
good.
All right.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to
Thanks
Betting's
for
Live, and we will
joining.
see you next Sunday with another amazing guest. Have a good Sunday. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.